अस्सलाम वालेकुम। मैं न्यूयॉर्क से मोहसिन ज़हीर हूँ। नवंबर 5 को अमेरिका में सिर्फ प्रेसिडेंशियल इलेक्शन ही हो रहे बल्कि कांग्रेशनल और जो स्टेट लेवल पर इलेक्टेड बॉडीज़ हैं उनके इलेक्शन भी हो रहे हैं। न्यूयॉर्क के इलाके नासा काउंटी में बड़ी तादाद में पाकिस्तानी और मुस्लिम अमेरिकन कम्युनिटी बसती है। सो मेरे साथ इस वक्त मौजूद हैं विल मर्फी। ये रन कर रहे हैं असम्बली डिस्ट्रिक्ट 15 से। सो हम विल मर्फी के बारे में जानने की कोशिश करेंगे और पूछेंगे कि अगर ये इलेक्ट होते हैं तो हमारी कम्युनिटी के लिए इसके क्या माने होंगे। मिस्टर मर्फी, थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर बीइंग विद अस।
Thank you for having me.
फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल टेल अस लिटिल बिट अबाउट योरसेल्फ।
So I'm not a politician. I'm a hardworking middle class dad. I live down in Farmingdale with my wife and our two little boys. We're raising them there. And like so many other folks out there, we're struggling to make ends meet. We got professional careers, but we're having daily conversations about things like childcare and whether one of us should leave our jobs to afford our childcare. When it comes to our health care, every appointment, every referral, every prescription is a big, expensive adventure that falls on us. And of course, we care for our 70-year-old disabled uncle. And I joke, but it's not that funny, that it costs more to raise him than it does to raise my own children. And these are issues that are not unique to my family. They're pretty commonplace across the community, across the South Asian community, across the Pakistani community. And those are the reasons I'm running, to give it a voice. We say I'm one of us fighting for us for that very reason, because there's not enough people in government who are living these challenges every day. I'm one of them, and I share the same concerns as our community.
So can you tell us a little bit about which areas comes into your assembly district 15?
Absolutely. So most prominently is certainly Hicksville. There's a massive South Asian population in Hicksville with the power to decide this election. And Syosset as well. There's a lot of representation, Plainview, Old Bethpage, and all the way up to the North Shore. But we're focused on the folks, the working class people who live in those areas like Hicksville, just like we do.
So a lot of working class are in our community. So if elected, what would your victory means to Pakistani, Muslim, South Asian community?
I think it would be a victory for that community because they share the same values that I do.
So another thing is, in long run is getting expenses day by day, and affordability is one of the main issue. Taxes are high and getting high every other year. So what do you think Albany or your presence in Albany could be helpful for all those people who are confronting with these challenges?
Absolutely. And as I said, I'm the type of person that's going to fight for these as though I have skin in the game, because I do. Republican, Democrat, there's so much division, so much polarization in our country right now. And I truly feel the actual division is the elite ruling class versus the everyday working class. There's so much more that those of us on the ground, in the trenches, struggling every day have in common than we don't. And we sometimes forget that. We have shared values with respect to family, with respect to tradition. And of course, the Pakistani community represents that better than any. And what we really need is not so much to get into the game of partisan politics, but to have a true advocate in the majority, in the room where the decisions are being made, standing up for our communities, standing up, for example, for something like Eid holidays, which are recognized in New York City and in a few school districts, but are not recognized wholesale at the state level. And of course, things like property taxes. What's interesting about Albany is we pay very high property taxes down here. They go up, they get reconfigured, and they get dispersed around the state. We got to get a return on investment for the lot money we are putting in, which is substantial. That needs to come back to us in terms of strong public schools, strong public education. That's what we're paying for. Safe, clean communities. That's also what we're paying for. And the opportunity, and no one represents this best than the Pakistani community, to be entrepreneurs, to plant our flag here in this community, and not only have successful businesses, but to enlighten and enrich the community we live in.
And Ms. Murphy, in some school district levels, there are Eid holidays which are approved, so but not at the state level. So, what do you think? One of the demand of this Muslim community to have Eid holidays.
I think it's a valid, proposition, and one that we need to fight hard for up in Albany.
And another concern of the community is Islamophobia and rising numbers of hate crimes. So, what do you think? How to address this concern and how to confront this challenge?
Absolutely. There's no tolerance for that at all in our community. And what I frequently say is if any member of our community is a target of hate or prejudice, we are all targets of hate and prejudice. And very sadly, this is very acute within the Islamic community. And it takes having representatives to go up there and fight specifically for their constituency. Words are cheap, talk is cheap, and we need people who are going to put their money where their mouth is. And a lot of it comes down to, again, realizing that every community, every background, we all want the same stuff. We want good schools for our kids. We want the opportunity to start a business, see it flourish. We want the opportunity to live in a safe community. So the folks that are up there right now, they're just not getting the job done with respect to giving a voice to these populations within our community.
So in the end, can you please tell our viewers and your voters about early voting, which is started right now, and election day, and what is your message to the Pakistani American community? And if somebody want to know more about you, do you have any website or anything?
Thank you so much. So early voting started today. We're recording this on October 26th, but it will go all the way through next Sunday, which is Sunday, November 3rd. There are multiple locations throughout Nassau County. There are some right in Hicksville. We also have the Oyster Bay Ice Skating Rink in Bethpage is another great location. And at the end of the day, who do you want fighting for you? You know, if you're someone who's out there, you're a parent. Wouldn't you want a parent out there fighting for you? If you're struggling as a member of the middle class to afford a life on Long Island, who do you want fighting for you? Someone who's not doing that, or someone who does that every day? And that's what it comes down to. It's not about the letter next to someone's name. It's about having good people who accurately represent and live the same challenges and struggles as everybody else.
Mr. Murphy, in your assembly district, a lot of Pakistani lives, and what do you like? How much do you know about the culture, food, and what do you like most?
Well, you know, the Pakistani culture adds so much to our local fabric. And of course the music, of course the art, but my favorite's definitely the food, especially living so close to Hicksville. And I absolutely love samosas. So there's not a week that goes by that I'm not in Hicksville doing a takeout order for my wife and I of samosas. And if anybody would like to learn more about our campaign, they could visit murphyforny.com. And we're also on social media at murphyforny. And they can learn a lot about me, a lot about my family, a lot about my background, and a lot about how I'm ready to fight for not just the Pakistani community, but all the communities across our assembly district.
Thank you, Mr. Murphy.
Thank you so much.
Hope to see you again.
You as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe.